So that is
Okay,
one of the
there.
things that I would hope that
Do you get
in
audio
the
now?
future we can see in these meetings is this is the plan for the region, and this is how any type of transportation effort will fall within that. We do have some observations that we've made and some recommendations that we'd like to make, but we haven't seen, or I haven't seen in the 3 meetings that I've been here, what the plan is for the region and how we want transportation to fit into that. That's my comment.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, we can't
The audio
respond
input
directly
capture.
to your public comments as it's not an agenda item, but I would encourage you to visit with our interim director right now and update you on that.
No.
We usually work off of a working plan that has been going on for some time, and I'm sure that he can share that plan with you.
No, okay,
And
that's
then
at least
the
we get
action
audio.
items that we take here really to address problems towards that.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Before we move on to our esteemed doctor, former chairman, congratulations to the University of Michigan and their national championships.
But if you can hear it,
Take a
that
minute to gloat if you need to.
okay.
Go Blue. No, sir, never do that. Never do that. Thank you for my colleague from Notre Dame.
It pains me, sir. It really pains me. I'm glad you're coaching it. I'm sure you'll be fine, sir. Congratulations. I'm sure you enjoyed the game.
Yes, sir.
Item 4, action and discussion items. Yes, sir. So we have item A, the approval of the minutes for the December 13, 2023 meeting. Are there any comments? Edits? Objections? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I'll second that one.
We have a motion and a second on the floor. We have 7 A on City of Florida. Thank you.
Yep.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Item B, discussion and action on the February 2024 statewide transportation improvement plan program, revision cycle. Now this is Rudy.
Yes. Thank you, Chairman, and good afternoon to all of our members. In the packet, we have, of course, our short-range plan, TIP or STIP, and our long-range MTP tables.
See.
So the summary of amendments incorporates 10 total revisions that are listed in bold, and we had 7 administrative changes for a total of 17 changes on the highway side in total. If we take a look at our financial summary for highway, it shows that we are invested just over $1.76 billion in total across all 12 funding categories for fiscal years 2023 to 2026. I would like to add that public involvement was held during March, along with both the advisory committee, looking forward to the May revisions. Public involvement was held for 30 days for the February revision cycle, and we had 3 in-person meetings, and we had approval from our technical advisory committee for the 10 revisions and 7 administrative changes that I mentioned. In between these revision cycles, there are some pending revisions that we have listed within the packets for the May 2024 revision cycle. We have 3 from the Brownsville area and 4 from Hidalgo County area. There are 2 of these that will require revisions during the May revision cycle, and this is for the purpose of obtaining functional classification for the Nolana Loop project, and we have those phases listed in the Hidalgo County area, and will be funded with local funds for the purpose of obtaining functional classification. From the Brownsville side, we have 2 projects, Dana Avenue and Old Dallas Road, that are looking to move into TIP years. So between now and the February revision, we'd like to continue meeting with our partners in the TxDOT FAR districts, our local governments, the project sponsors for these, and see if we can accelerate these projects forward, and if not, look forward to the new fiscal year 25 to 28 TIP to move these projects in. Also to note, an administrative change that's pending that will be executed between now and the approval of this February revision cycle was a change of project sponsor for the Old Dallas Road projects, which also listed in the Brownsville area. I believe that we can address the Nolana Loop right-of-way phase and wants to move from 29 to 27 administratively, but we need to look at fiscal constraint. We do have a meeting set up with the finance division from TxDOT next week, and we'll also be meeting with our partners at the district level as well. So between now, which is the February 24 revision cycle, and May, we'll see what we're able to address administratively, which projects we can move forward, and that'll all be dependent upon our meeting that we have with the finance division and where we're at with fiscal constraint and what we're able to program. So I know it's a lot, but if there's anything I can address from this revision cycle that's already been handled versus what we're looking at here in the near future for May or the upcoming new tip, I can address those at this time.
Any comments?
I just had on did you go over Freddie Gonzalez? Sorry, it says revised reduction cost.
Yes, of course, Mayor. So under the Hidalgo County area in fiscal year 2026, Freddie Gonzalez has two phases within the SIP right now, right-of-way construction phase. So the limits were revised on this project, which does require revision because it's changed the scope of the project. So that will.
Did you extend it or limit it?
It's actually changing from one location of the city to another. This has some roadway improvements underway as of right now. And so they're going to move the original limits to these now limits that are closer to the expressway, not too close to the boulevard. So a small adjustment to cost, local contribution funds on that project as well.
Thank you.
Just as a reminder, anybody that's going to make comments, please make sure you have a microphone and that the light is turned on so that everybody can hear you, including the people online.
I do want to note as well that for a few of these projects where you see revised phase, we're trying to line up our federal programming of the Category 7 funds with existing AFAs or advanced funding agreements. So if we are trying to keep track of how much Category 7 we have programmed to right-of-way, utilities, construction engineering specifically, sometimes even preliminary engineering, that we have all those numbers and see if we can add it up correctly. So if we have a phase that's showing local contribution funds for, let's say, CE, but the federal funds are dedicated to the construction portion of the project, we're trying to line those up accordingly, just so that everything matches, and when it comes time for letting, that everything does match accordingly. So a few housekeeping changes. Unfortunately, you require federal review when you change the scope of a project like that, when you revise the phase. So as soon as we receive federal approval, we'll let all local governments know that the phase of the project is approved. But anything else that I could address for the February revisions?
Any further questions? If not, we'll entertain a motion.
Hidalgo County Regional Mobility Network. You know what's going on in my mind.
Great. Motion by the Hidalgo County RMA Irrigation District. If no further discussion, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All same sign. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Item C, discussion and action on the adoption of safety performance measures and targets.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, we're looking for. All right. We're looking actually to seek adoption of the TXDOT safety highway targets for the year 2024. We're required to update these on an annual basis. So therefore, we're asking for approval today for the metrics, proposed by TXDOT. So the metrics are included in your packet, and if we agree to implement these, we will incorporate them into our decision-making processes. So the metrics are included in there. It's pretty much highlighting everything from the total number of traffic fatalities for this year, and the total number of serious injuries, the fatalities per 100 million vehicle miles traveled, and for the serious injuries for 100 million vehicle miles traveled. So those are the items that are being presented today for adoption, so that we can continue with the decision-making process in regard to safety for performance measures.
So this is an text. Any questions, comments? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Second.
I'm sorry, who did the motion? Cameron County, second by City of FAR. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. Item D, safe streets and roads for all.
Good afternoon, members of the board. Today I'm here to present the Safe Streets for All. We met earlier this month after receiving all the applicants. We received a total of 3. The subcommittee came together and was able to score all three of the RFPs that were submitted. Out of the 3, the subcommittee and TAC recommended TJKM for this accessory contract. This contract was a grant that we received from the federal, and it asked for a local match. The local match, we received a local match, and now we're ready to execute this contract. So this is an action item, and staff recommends to proceed with TJKM to be the selected consultant for this contract. If there's any questions, I can entertain them.
What's his Safe Street, please?
Yeah, this is Safe Streets for All. This is a grant that when Mr. Javier was in the
Safety action plan.
What?
It's for a safety action plan.
His lights thing?
A regional safety action plan. It's funded by the new BIL funding that became available, and it should be a regional strategy to address our safety concerns, reduce fatalities, reduce serious injuries on the roads. So it'll look a lot at the data about what's causing it, if it's design, if it's education, if it's enforcement, and the result will be recommendations that we can implement across the region.
Thank you.
How long is this?
What's the timing of the study?
The timing of this would be for 1 year, so it'd be at the end of this December, it would be completed, and we're hoping for next follow-up when they open the grant again to go for actual construction dollars, because this is a planning contract, so from this study, we want to go for construction dollars of whatever they find from this study. So they're gonna identify roads, projects, and projects that we have currently in our MTP that could fall in line with the safety standards that she had mentioned, and then try to go for additional fundings for those specific programs and specific projects.
I'm not familiar who this is, but I would encourage them to reach out to our local leaders.
Yes, at the moment, we do have the subcommittee. They will be meeting with the subcommittee quarterly. They'll meet twice with the policy board, but at the kickoff, one of them is to get together with all the local governments and see what they want part of the study.
And this firm has done this type of work before?
Yes, and their RFP, they have mentioned that they have successfully done 2 or 3 other SS4A grants.
You expect a deliverable report by when?
December.
December?
Yes.
So the study will be in the interim and then the final report in December.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a competitive type grant?
Yes. Luckily, we were able to get planning, but when it comes to the construction dollars, there's bigger NPOs. So we're hoping that we're able to compete with the plans that they give us.
Through what agency? Who's the granting agency for construction work?
It's the US DOT, the United States Department of Transportation, and in order to be eligible for the construction funds, you have to have a safety action plan in place. So by having a regional safety action plan, all the municipalities can apply for construction funds separately.
Does it go through TxDOT or is it just directly to US DOT?
Direct.
Any further questions? If not, we'll entertain a motion. Motion by TxDOT, second by City of Florida. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you. At this point in time, we're gonna go into executive session to discuss a personnel matter, just to get some get some direction and clarification on evaluation. So at this time, it is 1:49, and we are going to convene into executive session. Just be this down.
Yes, sir. I'll be right on. Are we good for?
Mhm.
It's now 2:11, and we'll go ahead and reopen this and bring it back to open session. Thank you very much for your patience. Item 5, presentation and reports. A, request for donation of promotional items for outreach. This is for information purposes. Go ahead.
Oh, there you go. I did.
Mr. Chairman, may I just make a suggestion that, coming back, there was no action taken.
Right, there was no action taken in closed or open session. Thank you.
Good afternoon again. So I'm here to ask for donations. So whenever we do public involvement for any of our plans or documents, the way we get people to attend our booth or table is through having actual promotional items there on the table, and that's how we attract people. That's what starts the conversation, and tell them who the MPO is and what we do. But we have run out of promotional items, and we don't have funds to purchase any more promotional items, as our local funds have been, we finished our local funds, so we no longer have any of those. So I'm here to request if any of you all would like to donate any of your promotional items that are expired, you want, or have excess of, we would gladly be able to take them, and like I mentioned, we would be using these items to promote your business or your city with us and help try to get people come to our tables so we can speak to them about our construction projects and anything we have going on with that.
More or less, how many pieces are you requesting of something?
Everything, and anything you got, we'll take it all. We got space in our building to put as much as you want to give us. Cups, pens, whatever you would like. At the moment, we have received from Valley Metro, CCRMA has said that they will help us out with some of the promotional items. So whatever you have, we will take.
Cool. Thank you very much. Any comments, questions?
Yeah, next time we'll be donating safety items. To get things kicked off.
Thank you very much. And we just deliver them to your office?
Yeah, right. On the item itself, it has her Adriana's email address. If you can email her, and then we'll coordinate how it is. But we will go to your office and pick them up. Or if you can, bring them to the policy meeting. We can get them from here. Whichever one.
Okay, item B, GIS data requesting. This is also an information item.
No. Oh, that is.
Can you get your steps in today?
Good.
Yeah, he's the only guy. He's the one man show. The other guys at fraternity.
So every year we request an update for city limits, ETJs, or any GIS data that you guys have. I don't know if you've had time to look at our UMAP. All of the information that we have there is updated by your data. So if anything on our interactive map is out of date, or if you'd like to see new information being presented to the public, if you share that with us, we would be able to publish that for you and show it on our website. But here, I'm requesting if we can get the latest city limits, ETJs, or any annexations you have, so that we can update our information for y'all, for the public, to be able to see the correct and up-to-date information. There is an email address on the agenda as well, and that is for Alma, and she will be receiving all those requests.
We did have a shift in precinct lines. My friend over there, Ellie Goddard, was nice enough to give me some of her. Thank you, Commissioner, for the extra lights and roadway responsibilities. Yeah, I know you want to give me more. But there is a new carve out there, and just be aware that some of these developers are starting to request out of ETJs. So that's gonna be very dynamic, moving forward as they opt out, I'm guessing. So,
ETJ is coming from? Right.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you. Item C, the RGVMPO Executive Director's report and updates.
Yes, for the budget, since we just started in October, our budget year, we're at 3.52% spent, which is the amount we should have spent was $354,086.87, but we actually spent $204,322.63. So we're well within and below where we should be. So we're good with the budget at this time. That's all I have as an update. That's the director's update.
So based on the prior presentation from them, we spent all this money in 3 months.
That's
You're out of money, it's been 3 months.
that's the thing, that we're not able to utilize planning funds for acquiring promotional items. But it's one of our, things that we're supposed to be doing. So therefore, we were supposed to utilize local funds, but we've extended that account already. So that's the reason why we're reaching out.
What do you spend the local fund?
That was spent for purchasing promotional items before. So for previous events. So we have a stock right now, but.
That means you're engaged, that's good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Ruiz?
Thank you.
We'll move on to text project status.
That makes the way to the podium. Just a real quick update on the interchange, I-2, I-69C interchange. Many of you know we opened up direct connector number 1, basically Harlingen to Edinburgh on December the 29th. So that's going nicely. We opened up State Highway 49500E just this past weekend. So that's going nicely as well. We anticipate main lanes to be open in April of 2024. So contractors working 24/7 to try and make that happen. Just wanted to give a little quick update on that.
Go ahead.
There we go. Good afternoon, board members. So the final project engineer manager for the priority office. I'll be presenting 2 projects this afternoon. The first project is at Working 25. The project limits are from Business 83 all the way to SH 107. Scope of work is for the rehabilitation of the entire roadway. Contractors is out construction. Between completion is at 60%, and the estimated completion date is for February 2026. On this first picture, we are looking northbound into the SH 107 and into 1425 intersection. You can see the contractor was working on the underseal work operations from SH 107 to approximately half a mile to the south of SH 107. And it's also important to note that the roadway is currently close to all the work activities, but we do have a detour in place out there to safely guide the travelers around this roadway. On the next picture, we have pretty much the same project limits. However, in here, we can see that the contractor has already started placing the first layer of asphalt throughout the entire width of the roadway. On the next project, the FM 676 project, or better known as the Mile 5 project, the project limits are from Las Palmas all the way to Conway. The scope of work is for the reconstruction and widening of the entire roadway. Contractor is Texas Cordia, the completion is at 22%, and the estimated completion date is for September of 2025. On this first picture, the contractor is working in between Inspiration and Los Alamos. Specifically on the irrigation crossing, as we can see there in that first segment, the contractor is placing the wood forms in order for the walls and top slab. The contractor has already completed all the rebar reinforcement in order to throw the bottom slab on the next segment of the irrigation crossing. The last picture here, we are looking westbound into the mile 5 and La Coma intersection. Previously, the contractor had finished pouring the concrete curb and gutter shown on the right-hand side. They are currently prepping some sidewalk ramps and some concrete driveways as well on some nearby properties near that intersection, and that black tack that there is some contracts been planning the Caliche or Flexway from the Homa all the way to going eastbound to California Street. While all this is happening, we have the eastbound and westbound traffic flowing on the left-hand side. Thank you.
Good afternoon, members of the board. My name is Richard Gaviari, and I'll be providing a project update for the Texas 70 area office. The project update will be for I-69, the ramp reversal. This project has limits from Industrial Boulevard to Loop 199. The scope of the project is the northbound and southbound ramp reversal. The contract in this project is the foremost paving. Right now, it has a 38% completion. It is expected to be completed by December of 2024. In this image, we can see the contractor forming the curb and gutter on the northbound on-ramp. And as of today, this section has been primed and a special hot mix has been placed. In this image, this is the southbound off-ramp. The contractor here continues to work on the flex trays to place the prime of the hot mix. Any questions?
So be the one about airports, we can get you. Guys got a lot going on, Pete. Thank you very much. Any questions for TechStop, the presentation? Okay, we'll move on to the next item, it's other business, or meeting. Anything to discuss?
Yes, I was actually shared by the CCRMA. They wanted to share that there's a virtual public involvement with also an in-person option tomorrow at 5:45, and that's for Dana Avenue. So if you go to their website and you go to the project page, the virtual public involvement will be available there for view. That's all I have.
Thank you. That just reminded me that I also have a request for public hearing open right now for mile 10 expansion. They can contact either LNG engineers or my office to request that public hearing. This would be the third hearing before we get an agreement. Test that hopefully. So that's exciting. Any other announcements or other old or new business we need to consider before we adjourn? Okay. There being none, it's 2:23 and we'll call this meeting closed.
Thank you.